Welcome students. Today we will learn about the terrestrial animals as we were learning about the adaptations in environment. So our today's topic is terrestrial animals. In the terrestrial animals we have already learned about the camel. Camel's habitat is desert. Means camel lives in desert. Okay. Now today we will learn about polar bear. Okay. Polar bear. Fine. So you know where polar bear lives? Polar bear lives in polar regions. Okay. Polar bear lives in polar regions, and as they are living in polar regions, actually polar regions are very cold places, and to survive in the polar regions they have thick fur on their body. Okay, first of all they have thick fur on their body which protects them from extreme cold. This thick fur protects them from cold, from extreme cold, as the polar regions are very colder. Okay, now other than polar bears, penguins also live in the polar regions. Okay, penguins and seals. Seals are also adapted. Penguins and seals are also adapted to cold regions. They also live in colder regions where extreme cold conditions. Okay, and they also have, now see, polar bear have thick fur so that they can protect themselves from extreme cold, whereas these penguins and seals, they do not have thick fur, but instead of fur they have thick layer of fat, thick layer of fat under their skin, under their skin. Okay, and what we call this thick layer of fat? This thick layer of fat is known as blubber. B-L-U-B-B-E-R, blubber. Okay, this thick fat layer under the skin is known as blubber, and it keeps them warm, for warmth. Okay, they give them warmth so that they can easily live in the extreme colder conditions. Now the next type of animal in terrestrial environment is yak. Okay, so yak also lives in cold mountains. So as we are learning about the terrestrial environment, so in the terrestrial environment there will be the hotter regions as well as the colder regions, and to protect themselves from the cold conditions they have long hair. Yaks have long hairs on their body, and these hairs will give them warmth and protect them from colder conditions. Now students, there are some important terms, okay, that is hibernation and estivation. Okay, as we are learning about terrestrial environment, that means those animals who are living on land. So some animals like bear or frog, what they do, they went for sleep. They went for sleep for several months. Okay, they went for sleep for several months, and for what they were, for what things they went for sleep for several months? To protect them from cold. कोल्ड से प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए कहाँ चले जाते हैं? स्लीप करने चले जाते हैं. ठीक है, एंड दे स्लीप फॉर सेवरल मंथ्स. ओके, एंड दैट as that winter sleep. So colder regions, like, or we can say colder environment will be there in the winter season. So this winter sleep is known as hibernation. Okay, So they sleep for several months to protect them from the cold, and that's why that is known as winter sleep or hibernation. Now what happens during hibernation? How the animals will survive as they are sleeping all the time? So what happens, before going to the sleep for several months, they store extra food in their body, okay, and that extra food will help these animals to survive during their winter sleep. Okay, now next term is just opposite to the hibernation. Next is estivation. As hibernation is winter sleep, this unlike to that, estivation is summer sleep. So by this name I hope you are clear, as these animals are went for sleep in the winters. In the same way, some of the animals like snails and salamanders, snails or salamanders and lizards, etc., they went to sleep for a longer time during summers, okay, and that's why they are known as estivation. Okay, what we call them, what we call that term, that is known as estivation. So estivation is a summer sleep and hibernation is a winter sleep. Okay, now our next environment or next animals are aquatic animals. So let's start with aquatic animals. Aquatic animals, you know, those who live in water. Okay, aquatic animals lives in water. Clear? So you know the examples of the aquatic animals like fish, octopus, turtle, crab, etc. Okay, and you know that they swim in water. Swim in water. They breathe through gills. Okay, so all these are the different features for the aquatic animals. They live in water, they swim in water, they breathe through their gills, as well as they have fins. They have fins or paddles. Okay, like we have feet, okay, so that we can walk. In the same way, aquatic animals have fins or paddles to swim. Okay, as I told you that they swim in water, so for that they need fins or paddles. Okay, like these are act as their feet. So the next type of and students, how they live, how these aquatic animals be able to live in the environment in the water, as they have their body is very smooth, okay, and I can say that very slimy also, so that they can easily swim under water and reside over there. They need oxygen, so to get that oxygen they have gills. Fine. Now the next type of animals are amphibians. Amphibians are those animals which live both on land and water. Live on both land and water. Example, you know, frog is one of the most important example of amphibians. Like frogs, there are toads also. Toads are also similar to the frogs. Other examples are salamanders, etc. Okay, now what type of features they have? These frogs and toads have strong back legs. Okay, they have strong back legs. Okay, they have strong back legs so that they can easily jump. Okay, why they have strong back legs? So that they can easily jump on land. As well as when they are living in water, then to swim underwater, they have webbed feet. They have webbed feet to swim. Okay, they have webbed feet to swim, and they have strong back legs to jump. Clear? Now, next animal are arboreal animals. Now, arboreal animals are those which spend most of their time on trees. Okay, arboreal animals are those which spend their time on trees. Remember students, arboreal and aerial, these two are two different animals. Arboreal spend their time on trees, and aerial animals spend their time in air. What we call them? Aerial. So air. Here arboreal. So trees. Okay. And as they spend most of their time on trees, so they have strong muscular limbs. So that they can easily climb the trees. Okay. Strong muscular limbs as well as sharp claws, so that they can easily climb trees. Clear? Now they also use their tails to move from one tree to another for holding the branches, and can move from one branch to another. Okay, example of the arboreal animals are like monkeys, orangutan. Orangutans are also similar to the monkeys. Koala bear. These are the arboreal animals. Yeah. Now aerial animals, already told, they spend their most of the time in the air, and to fly in the air, to remain in the air, they have a pair of limbs, and that pair of limbs actually modified into wings. Okay, their body is completely covered with feathers which help them to fly, and as well as they have hollow bones. So that they can easily fly high in the sky. Okay, these hollow bones only make their bodies light. Okay, and they have boat shaped body. I already discussed about this, how they have boat shaped body. Okay, and because of their boat shaped body, they can cut through the air easily, means वो आराम से एयर के अंदर उड़ पाते हैं because of their boat shaped body and their hollow bones. Okay, and all birds except the flightless birds and bats are aerial animals. Okay, that all of these things we have discussed under birds. Okay, and one important thing is that bat is also a mammal. It is only mammal that can fly. Bat is the only mammal that is actually a mammal. Okay, but it flies. Only mammal that can fly. It is the only mammal that can fly. So students, that's all for today.